How many weeks in a row now has ULTY paid out 10 cents per share? And since then, it's just been an absolute banger of a fund here, paying out incredible, incredible distribution. How is it going, YieldMax family? Thanks for tuning in today. My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. Today, we're talking about Group B. Flash it right up top here. Group B is a grouping of ETFs that are paid out at a specific time within a certain group. There's 4 groups at YieldMax, plus they have some weekly options here too, which means you get paid out every single week, generally on Fridays, but it depends on your brokerage. Also depends if there's any holidays or anything like that. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go over the weeklies. Midway through the video, we're going to go over the 4 weeklies. Now, I keep saying 4 weeklies because they get paid out every 4 weeks, which means that each of the funds will have 13 payments a year. So it's monthly, but with an extra month payment in there. So that should be interesting. But we had some real big bangers this week in Group B. I have some personal money in the funds here with ULTY, ULTY, and NVDY. Both funds will be paying me. For me, I get paid on Monday. But let's get into it. I'm going to do something a little different today, too. I'm going to show the AUM. I'm going to show how much money is in each fund and just some of the more popular things that are in each fund here as well. Okay, so CHPY is the first one I want to look at. 40 cents is the payout here. CHPY, let's take a look at its last payments here. Pretty standard with the 40 cents. It's on the high side for CHPY, so that's good. There's all of the payments that's paid so far, averaging from 35 cents all the way up to 62 cents, I think I saw there, but averaging around the 35 to 40 cents. There's how much money is in the fund, 32 million. So it's not one of YieldMax's biggest funds, or not even close, but you pay a 0.99% expense ratio to have this ETF. And basically what you're paying that for is for the YieldMax team to actively trade this fund. Here are their top holdings. I'm not going to go through all of these, but it's interesting to look at. And this is not necessarily all of the holdings, but CHPY is like a chip ETF, right? And you can see all these different chip companies here. If you want to dive deeper into it in your life, I would go to the download all holdings button right there, and that will show you a truer picture than what we're looking at right here. All right, CHPY share price, $54.71 as of right now. This could definitely change but before this video gets released today. But let's look at the last 5 days, up 2.15%. That's fantastic. And I mean, since it's come out, which was in April 3rd, oh man, I missed it by a day. It should have come out April 8th or by 5 days, right? But up 19% share price. So not only are you getting your share appreciation here, you're also getting your distributions every single payment, right? So that's really, really good news. CHPY holders have got to be happy with your investment. $32 million in there. There's not a lot of people who are happy, but I mean, like, that's pretty good. That's for sure. Let's take a look at the next one. GPTY, YieldMax AI and Tech, paying out 29 cents this week. 29 cents. And here we go. A little bit lower than the last 2 weeks, but in line with the couple of weeks before that. So it hovers between what looks like 29 cents and 31 cents. There's a 27 in there. And some lower ones, but it looks like tops it's ever paid is 33 cents, which was its first payment ever. But safe to say it's probably hanging around those. Let's take a look at the AUM here. $48 million, so more money in this fund than CHPY. Same same gross expense ratio here, 0.99. And then these are its top holdings. We got Palantir, which is absolutely rocking the world right now. NVIDIA, Meta, to name a couple here, and then there's a whole bunch of other ones in there. Again, same story. Download all holdings if you want to know more about it. Next up, we have GPTY paying out 29 cents. Sorry, we just talked about that. LFGY, LFMAO, LFGY paying out 44 cents. Let's take a look at its previous payments here. Yeah, a little bit lower. And I actually saw on the internet today, people were not super happy. I mean, it's just 3 cents lower than 5 cents lower than the previous 2 weeks here. But, this one's a pretty standard payment. It's very, very similar payments all the way through in the 45 to, as I say, if there's a 41 in the 40 cent range. Let's take a look, see how much money is in this fund. 191 million. So out of the 3 weeklies so far that we've talked about here, this one has the most money in it. And same expense ratio. Here are some of the holdings in it. So this is more of a crypto fund, and people love the crypto world right now. But they got a lot of different things. Strategy's a big name in this one. Coinbase, Robinhood, Mara, lovely Mara. Different things like that. Riot. These are things that I've traded before, and then download all holdings right there. So that's LFGY. Let's take a look at the share price itself. Over the last 5 days, up 1.23%. I'd take that if I'm getting a consistent distribution all the time. I know just by looking at it, it's down in share price since it came out, and down 24% so far in share price. But that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool at all. That it's down that much, it's not cool. Sorry, I got a text message talking about water slides over here. I don't know what that person's talking about, but I'm intrigued. But yeah, down 24% share price in a crypto. I don't want to say bull market, but I mean, shouldn't this be doing better? That's what I think. So I get the online negativity on this one. That's for sure. Let's go talk about some of the index funds here. QDTY paying out 19 cents. QDTY paying out 19 cents. We're scrolling down. There's all of its other payments. So right in line with what it always does, 16 to 19 cents. That's pretty good to know, right? At least it's pretty consistent. Not a lot of money. This is probably one of the smaller funds over at YieldMax, $12.49 million. Maybe this has something to do with it. I don't know if it does. It's only up 0.2 more than all of the other funds, but it's higher, 1.01 to run this fund. And yeah, that's your QDTY talk. Let's look at the share price itself here over the last 5 days, up 0.86%. Nothing crazy, but at least it's not down. That's nice, right? Over the last month, up 2.21%. And since it's come out, down 10.5%. It came out right when the market was going down, but it's steadily gone up here since the market kind of bottomed out in April. That's your QDTY. What's nice is it pays out every single week, right? And it appears like it's going to be the same distribution every week so far, right? Who knows what the future is going to hold. Next up, we have RDTY. This one's a lot more volatile, follows the Russell Index, and it pays out the most out of Q, R, and SDTY. Every single week it's paid out the most so far. RDTY paying out 31 cents this week. Again, this is going to be coming out on Friday. And just to back up a couple feet here, today's the announcement date. The X distribution date is on Thursday, which is tomorrow. And payday is on Friday. What that means is you have to have these shares before 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on the announcement date. And if you buy them after, then you will not get this week's distribution, but next week's if you keep the funds there, right? So here's its previous payments, 34 cents, 39 cents, 33 cents over the last month here. Curious about the money in this one. 8 million. Wow. I don't know. For me, I would it's riskier, that's for sure, but I would probably want this fund, but we'll take a look at share price coming up here. 8 million. Interesting. Well, here it is right here. Here's the share price. Up 0.9%, 0.9%. Since it's come out here, down 7.96%. So it's done better than, let's go back here, than QDTY in terms of share price. Plus, it's done way better in terms of distributions too. Right? But it is volatile. The Russell is more volatile than QDTY. Let's talk about something that's even less volatile than the other two. It would be SDTY. This one's following the S&P 500, paying out 20 cents this week. And we scroll, and you can see that's a pretty big payment compared to the week before here. 20 cents is its biggest payment since June 18th. That's pretty good for SDTY. $13 million. So this is the biggest one. It has more trust out there in the world than QDTY and RDTY, but 13 million is not a massive fund here or anything. percentage, 1.01% to do that. I don't know. I think that's interesting. Let's look at the share price. So up 1.2%. So it performed the best over the last 5 days out of the three of them. And I mean, if we look at from day one down 8.27% or down $4. But staying pretty consistent. It started at 50, right now it's at $45. Staying pretty consistent with this distribution so far, that's for sure. Next one is the one I'm actually the most excited about in this group here, and that is ULTY. I can't believe it. How many weeks in a row now has ULTY paid out 10 cents per share? I'm very, very pumped about this one. Let's take a look at ULTY over here in YieldMax's website. First thing we're going to do is look at the distributions, and we're going to count them. 1, 2, 3. So this is the fourth payment in a row at 10 cents. I thought it was the fifth, but we'll say it's the fourth payment in a row at 10 cents per share. That's a pretty darn good return of your money. Let's take a look, see how much money is in this fund. This is one of YieldMax's biggest funds. All of a sudden popped off here in the last couple of months, but up to $3.13 billion in AUM, or assets under management. This one does cost us a little bit more with to have it run, but this is a massive fund. They have, up to 30 different positions that they're working hard at maintaining and earning us this 10-cent premium so far now 4 weeks in a row. And then every other week was 9 or 8 cents, right, per share, which is really good. So we do have a higher expense ratio because of this insanely active fund right here. Here are some of the funds in it, but not all of the funds in it. And what they've done is chosen all of the volatile names in the world to be able to, I shouldn't say all of them. They've chosen a lot of very volatile names out there in the stock market to trade. And if you're interested in seeing more of ULTY, I've actually created an entire series on it. I'm up to episode 5, and I have a new episode coming out tomorrow, probably around 4:30 p.m. This is ULTY. Let's take a look at share price here. Some people are a little bit nervous over the last 5 days. It did go up 4 cents. That's okay, sweet. But with the tariff talks on August 1st and with the jobless claims, things like that, it did go down quite a bit. You can see it right here, July 30th, all the way to August 1st, down 3.38% or 21 cents. That also had the X distribution date in there too, so that added an additional 10 cents were taken off on that. But since that day to now, it's up 1% or 6 cents. My average share price is $6.12 on this, and that, whenever I drip more into it coming up here, that should bring that down just a touch. We have a couple more with the weeklies here. We have YMAG paying out 16 cents this week. Let's take a look at YMAG itself here. Yeah, so last week was that week WEAK, then WEEK, a week at 7 cents. And then so we're doing all right this payment here. What was it again? 16 cents. Let me go back to that. So yeah, okay, just kind of floats around that 12 to 20 cent on their non-week weeks, and whatever, not bad, right? Let's take a look and see how much money's in this fund. Is it like 300 million, something like that? Yeah, $386 million in this fund. And they do charge 1.12% in management fees here. Let's go to YMAG's share price over the last 5 days, up 1.94%. Got to be happy with that. Over the last month, up 2.74%. And since this thing came out, down 22% share price, but it has paid out a pretty good distribution every single week. Next one that I did see some online flack for, this is the last of the weeklies, is YMAX. A lot of people are invested in YMAX. I'm not one of those people, but YMAX here, I didn't even look at it. What was it? YMAX, 11 cents. I can see why people may not be happy with that. Look at the last 3 payments here, 16, 18, and 10 cents. And this one's 11 cents, right? We look at the 4 before that, 15, 15, 14, and 18, right? So these are every single week you're getting paid, which is nice. I think YMAX has more money involved in it? Let's find out. Oh yeah, $1.16 billion. So a lot of people's money in this fund. You could see it does cost 1.28% in here. And YMAX Holdings is kind of interesting, right? So it's got all of the YieldMax funds in here that are performing very well. Palantir option or PLTY, NVDY, Meta, um, the gold one. What's that? XYB? I don't even know. The Googly, lots of different funds in here. Again, if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit download all holdings. It brings up an Excel sheet. You can take a look at that. YMAX share price today, $13.26. Over the last 5 days, just barely up, but 0.49%. And I love to look at the month here. Wow. So in the month, up or down 4% in a fairly bullish market, that doesn't bode well for it. And then since it's come out down 34% share price, I know the people at YieldMax really like this fund, but there's a reason I'm not invested in YMAX. It's just not doing it for me. Your share price is getting lowered. Your yields, your distributions are getting lowered. I'm going to stick with ULTY on this one and just pay attention to it, though, right? Because if it's doing what YMAX is doing, then maybe I don't want to be in there either, right? But we'll pay attention to it for sure. So these are your weeklies. Let's talk about the 4 weeklies next. Okay, let's get into those 4 weeklies. So remember, these get paid out every 4 weeks. So this is Group B, which means that they're going to be paid out this Friday for most people. And then 4 weeks from now, the cycle happens again. You get paid again. A lot of people are interested in these funds just for the income that you get from them. For me, I'm interested in the income for sure, and I'm excited to take some of that income and go put it elsewhere, right? So that's the plan here. So the first one on the 4 weekly is BABO, paying out 75 cents. Now, remember, this is quite a bit different from the weeklies. This is an entire 4 week cycle's worth of distribution coming to you, right? So 75 cents on BABO. Let's look at BABO itself over here. So really high. I mean, it's the last 2 4 week cycles combined on this distribution. That's really, really good. But it's ranging anywhere from $1.29 all the way down to like 38 cents here. There's $1.91 in there. BABO itself, $16.07. Look over the last month. Woo, that's looking real good, right? Over 10% in gain in the last month here since it has come out, down 21% so far, but it came out a year ago. Isn't that interesting? So it's just over a year old. One thing to look at, if you're in BABO, if you've had it since day one, you've made this much money in distributions multiplied by the amount of shares you've had so far. So has that outweighed the down $4.35? I think it definitely has. Next is going to be dips. This is going to be a short on NVIDIA play. They do put 17 cents here for dips. I mean, NVIDIA had a great month, so tough to do shorting on something when the underlying is doing really, really well, right? So 17 cents last month here as well. So pretty consistent on that one. You know what I didn't do with BABO was look at the AUM. Let's go back and do that after. But for dips, not a lot of our money is in this fund. I think people really believe in NVIDIA, right? Here's BABO, $60 million in this fund, which is kind of cool. Dips share price, let's move on to that. Down 10%, almost 11% in this last 4 week cycle here. Since it's come out, down 68%. This is not a fund that I like to invest in, only because I believe in NVIDIA. It's hard to short NVIDIA. What's going to happen with the market, though? It's unknown, right? The market's kind of up and down. You never know. It seems like it's gone up for just too long, and somebody might make a comment to lower it. I don't know. We'll see. And so when that happens, dips should do well. But the question is, when will that happen? You can't time the market, right? Next, we have Phoebe FBY. Meta had another great month this month. 62-cent distributions for Phoebe here. Last month, it paid out 49 cents. So this is a lot better than that. And Phoebe share price over the last month here up 3.92%. Since it's come out, I mean, it's been out for a long time. One of the longer funds over at YieldMax. So January 5th, 2024, it says here. and it's up 43,000%. I think this did this to us last time too. But I mean, it may be down just a touch, right? It came out at $20. Now it's at $17.51. But you are getting your distribution every single 4 weeks, which is really, really good. $195 million, almost $196 million in this fund. And, there's all of its holdings, which is all having to do with Meta itself. If you want to see what their positions are, you can always go to download all holdings right there. And let's move on to the gold play here, which is GDXY, paying out 60 cents. Question is gold or Bitcoin? Ooh, right? Which one? For me, it's Bitcoin. But that's a really good distribution compared to last month's 33 cents. So we're paying out 60 cents on this one this time. When I say we, I don't know why we're saying we. We as a community are receiving 60 cents, $117 million in this fund. So, a lot of gold members in the house here. GDXY, let's look at the share price over the last month here, up 4.65%. Decent. And since it's come out down 16%, or just $3.22, we can go back here and we can look at the distributions, right? Does this equal more than that $3 and what was it? $3.22? Probably, right? This probably works out to a lot more than 322. So if you're an original investor of this, you're probably up a little bit. Next one is JPMO. 28 cents. JPMO 28 cents. Let's take a look here. About half price from last month, but a little bit more than the month before that. So it's just like a yo-yo up and down every other month. Pays out in the 20s, and then the next month. So next month it should pay 40, right? 50. Who knows? JPMO 1655 over the last month, down 2.82%. Not sure how that's possible. We're in a bullish market, but it's still down in share price since this thing came out. Oh man, I feel like I need to yawn talking about JPMO. Ugh. Down 18% or $3.81. But you're getting a distribution every single month here, which is nice. Next up, we have something a little more exciting. It's MARO, which is a Bitcoin play. The underlying is Mara, which is a Bitcoin miner. So MARO is paying out $1. Look at that. That's nice, right? $1 coming your way. And MARO, if I remember correctly, has had some incredibly good distribution since its inception here. So it has, let's count them, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is going to be its 9th payment, and every single one has been over $1. Some of them over $2. It's been good. It's been good. Let's take a look at share price since it's come out. I think I remember here. Yeah, down 21% this month. That's not good. That's not good. And then since it's come out, down 58%. But this thing came out December 13th. It had that rocky all the way till April. Down 59% there. And then since then till now, up 2%. So it's just kind of maintaining share price from April 4th till now. But still paying out a good distribution. I don't know, guys. Just my opinion on this one. I think it's smart to learn how to trade options. And Mara is an affordable stock out there with a high premium. Not advice at all, but it's one of those ones that are on my radar just to trade myself. And but I mean, the distribution, if you want to do hands-off investing, distribution has been really, really good for us so far. Next, we have MRNY paying out 9 cents. This is MR. Oh, did I not? I did open it. There it is. No, I did not. Oh, I see what I'm doing, everybody. I'll be okay over here. Okay, I'll be all right. There's MRNY right there. 9 cents. Whoa. 20 cents, 19, 12, 12, 18. So, I mean, you think to yourself, wow, that's a good weekly payment, 9 cents. But the share price is $2.03. This thing is just surviving. It's hanging on by a thread, down 24%. 66 cents this month. Not good. Not a good fund, in my opinion. A lot of people are gambling on this one, saying, well, it can't go down any further. But I mean, for me, the gamble's not worth the dip, that's for sure. Next one, we have one that I'm very interested in. It is NVDY. I am, it's my longest holding in the YieldMax funds. I've had it since like mid-March of last year. It's paid me back quite a bit of money so far, and I'm excited about it. I'm not actually adding any more money to this fund for the time being. And I've been thinking about strategy, what I want to do with my money, but that will be saved to another day. So 83 cents on NVDY. Pretty happy with that. Although, I mean, obviously I want more, but I know the volatility is a little lower. Even though NVIDIA has gone way up in the same time period, doesn't mean the volatility, the implied volatility has gone way up, right? So they're making money, but they're not making crazy money on their premiums that they bring in from creating their options. So I actually, in this ramble, forgot how much they're paying. 83 cents. Now, if we compare that to the last 4 weeks, i.e. a little lower, but higher than the one before that. For me, I would love to see this in the dollar range every single month, and that's why I'm not adding more money to it. I'm kind of capped out on NVIDIA, and what that means is I want to just kind of bring in the money to kind of make up for my original investment in this fund. I'm taking this money, I'm going to be putting it into Misty or Alty going forward here for the next few months, and then at that point we're going to reassess. But what I'm hoping to do is get back my entire investment, which is about $9,700. So far, I brought in about 5,000 US back in that year and a half. So just bring in a lot, the rest of it, 4 grand more, and I've got a total return of my capital so far. And this thing just keeps paying, right? If you take a look at the list, it's been paying for a year and a half now, all the way back to, or 2.5 years, 2 years, right? June. So that's when I got it, was 2 years ago. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. So I've had it for a long time. But NVIDIA share price just kind of hanging around over the last month, up 2.77%. In the last 6 months, down 15%. But since it's come out, down 22% here. But we've definitely received our distributions for sure. Do I trust this chart? Is this true? I don't know if that's true. It didn't go up to $40, did it? I mean, I've forgotten the history of this thing, but yeah, doing well. All right, the next one is probably the reason you're here. We had an incredible month. So last month, people weren't super happy with this one. This month, I think people are pumped with the distribution, and that's going to be PLTY, paying out $7.49. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Let's take a look at the history of distributions here. Yeah, they had their pitchforks and their torches out on this one, $2.56. But this month, this 4 week cycle, $7.49. Whoo, that's real good. Look at the payments so far on PLTY. Comes out around October 8th, October 11th of last year. And since then, it's just been an absolute banger of a fund here, paying out incredible, incredible distributions. Share price on this thing, $77.66 as of right now. Over the last month, up 13% in share price. And since it came out, October 11th, up 49% in share price. This has been an absolute winner. I'm not comparing it to PLTR, which is its underlying stock, because PLTR has definitely crushed it. But what you're getting is your income. I know a lot of people like the hands-off investing with that. Let's take a look at the amount of money in this fund. 656 million, going to be one of the highest, probably a top 10 highest AUM, assets under management, for the 4 weekly funds, right? But pretty darn good. Look at those payments. I mean, I'm impressed. Anything over $7 is amazing. Are we going to see something like that with Hui next week? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But these are your Group B announcements. If you enjoyed the content, I hope you hit the like, the subscribe, and I hope to see you again for my ULTY video tomorrow. My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. You're awesome. Have a great day.